So since the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB moved from pencil paper test PPT to CBT computer-based test, JAMB has been bedeviled with a lot of controversies. If it is not computer tripping off, it's not shortage of time, generator issue and all that. But this time, it started with a different controversy. A hijabi girl went to a center, CBT Centre in Ibadan, to write her JAMB. She was sent back, which is horrible. It was not supposed to be. The civil defense lady who was screening her as a woman sent her out that she should remove the hijabi, which was wrong. What you need to do is just to take her to a room, take her to a closet and search her. If she lies, you can cover her eyes. Who cares? That's what her religion requires. And there is freedom of religion, freedom of expression. So I think the civil defense woman went extra mile by sending her out. You see, she was sent out, and it's generating unnecessary controversy online. But that's not just that. The JAMB chief registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyede, reacted to it. So he went to the office, he gathered his colleagues and all of that. They reviewed the case. They condemned it, and I believe the young lady that was sent out from her CBT center will be made to write the exam. I believe by now she should have written. That's what I believe.
Do such a thing. How will you ask another man's wife to remove hijab? Why? So now call you will send this into this one center in Ibadan. Come and see what is saying. Come and see, because you can report that when you saw it again, you can see the first had to remove my job. Look at it again, go back. That's not proper. So you call the center, they allow her in. But at least we saw it from headquarters.
Even if you want to check something like that,
there is my friend, get CBT Centre full list of that. What they call full list. You know what full list?
Then 8 JAMB candidates were going to I think a Makurdi or so in Benue State. They were abducted. The news was all over social media. JAMB denied that the people that were kidnapped are not Joint Admission and Matriculation Board candidates. You could imagine that. But when evidence upon evidence started emerging, JAMB had no option. When the evidence is clear, is visible to the blind and audible to the deaf. Vanguard published that JAMB debunks claim kidnapped Benue travelers were UTM candidates. Out of 13 people that were kidnapped from that bus, 18 were Joint Admission and Matriculation Board candidates. This is what this guy has got to say regarding the incident.
On the 15th of April 2026, that's on Wednesday, these persons, they were coming from Makurdi, and they got into the hands of kidnappers right here in Otukpo. And from that very moment, the security operatives, everyone have been in search of these persons. And when the news went out, a lot of persons said they were coming into Otukpo for JAMB. And when the news went out, even JAMB declined that none of their students were part of those that were kidnapped. But I'm sitting here with those persons. These are 8, and they are all with their JAMB slip. As you can see, they were all coming into Otukpo for JAMB exam before they were kidnapped on the 15th of April. So we're sending this message out to JAMB to see what they can do for these ones, because the exam already has been taken and these ones were not part of it. They were kidnapped. Just this morning they were released, and we give God the glory. What's he been they bring you come Otukpo before them kidnap una?
I was coming to write my JAMB.
Okay, and this is your
Sleep.
JAMB slip. Where be your center of this JAMB?
Universal Cybernet Limited, Ochidoma Road.
Okay, now there you suppose. Okay, for Universal Cyber.
Yes.
Okay, now there you suppose write your own JAMB.
Yes.
So now they enter Otukpo now, they kidnap you with the rest persons.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but it is confirmed here. Say all of una Now, students we can't write JAMB. Which local government you from? Come Otukpo. Taka. Where you from? Same Taka. You? Taka. Which local government? Buruku. Buruku. Vandikia. You? Oh, Enugu. Okay, to Otukpo. You? Buruku. You can see they are from different local governments coming to Otukpo, but their center is here in Otukpo, and they were kidnapped on the 15th. But we give God the glory that today they are free and they are here. But we're sending this message out to JAMB to see what they can do for these ones, because they have missed the JAMB already. So please, if you're out there, share this video. Let it get to JAMB. Let them know that yes, their students are here, because we saw it on the net that JAMB denied that none of their students were there. No JAMB students were among those that were kidnapped. But you can see eight persons are here that came to Otukpo to write that JAMB and they were kidnapped. Thank you.
So after that, the Benue State Governor, Father Alia, he said that JAMB should do the needful, should set up a new exam date for the now rescued JAMB candidates. We thank God that they were rescued. I don't know how their rescue was done, whether ransom was paid or not, but we thank God they're alive and they've been rescued. But
the rescue victims arrived at the old banquet hall of the government house in Makurdi in the early hours of Sunday, where they were received alongside some of their family members. Among them are 8 candidates of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination who were on their way to Otukpo to sit for their examination when they were adopted. The Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command, CP Ifeanyi Enemere, confirmed that all the 15 adopted passengers have been rescued. He also disclosed that 7 suspects connected to the kidnapping in Otukpo local government area has been arrested.
There are some students, some young people there who we are going to write JAMB the following day. Then there are other people too going in their various places. There were 8 in the bus, and 8 was going for, said that they were going to write JAMB exams.
Governor Hyacinth Alia commended the bravery and swift response of security agencies in the state, reaffirming his administration's commitment to tackling all forms of insecurity.
I also would like to call on JAMB authorities to please look very deeply into the case of these 8 young students. I invite you to please have them scheduled to write this JAMB of theirs. So send the dates, and we are willing in the state to take care of the rest of it. Young students, I also would like to assure you the State Ministry of Education support in pursuit of your education as well.
The rescue victims expressed gratitude to security operatives and all those involved in the operation, while recounting their traumatic experience in the hands of the kidnappers.
We were fed with mango. We were tortured that our parents should bring the ransom, which was 10 million naira. But we put several complaints that our parents can't afford it. But we are beaten that such comment should not be made.
Although it's not all of us that have the money to pay, but some of our colleagues paid. They gave us a thorough beating and so very heartless people. So we thank God that at about 2 a.m. today we were released.
The rescue of all adopted victims brings the total number of persons rescued within the state to 74 within 1 year, across 5 coordinated operations, underscoring the need for sustained and more effective security measures to flush out bandits and terrorists operating within the state's forest.
it didn't just end there. In another JAMB CBT Centre, students were protesting. That some were complaining that the system tripped off. Some were complaining that the questions, they couldn't get them. Questions were not complete. Questions came up with no answers. Some were complaining that the system was malfunctioning. And this has been the case for over, I think, this CBT is almost 10 years now. There is no year of this JAMB CBT that students will go to the exam hall and come out and be appreciative. It has always been bedeviled with controversy upon controversy. Last year was the worst of it all, where the JAMB registrar, Professor Isha Koloye, they came out to shed crocodile tears. We expected him to resign honorably for failing woefully. Many centers were affected. The reorganized the exam, and so many wrote, and some passed, some still failed. But this is what he's got to say regarding the glitches, what we call glitches, system failure, and many other cases that disturb the candidates from writing the exam so well. Imagine JAMB registrar saying that generator failure was the reason why students could not write JAMB exam well in a CBT center. 980 centers that want to take millions of candidates for an exam. They have 1 year to prepare for this, and then they didn't check the generator, didn't check the fuel, what the type of generator, and what the JAMB do to supervise these centers to know that everything is in place for this exam to be taking place. This is how they toy with the lives of Nigerian youth. Just watch to listen to his response, what he's got to say.
Anything we do, there will be challenges, but once they are not insurmountable, we had expected more problems or more challenges, if you like, but by God's grace, there are not as many. But we cannot pretend that there are no challenges. We have 989 centers across the country, apart from the prison custody, to making 981. And so far, we have problems in about 16, largely generator problem, social problem, there is hijab, there is audit, and when you want to start exam at 8 o'clock, you ask the candidates, come at 6:30 for screening. You have seen the screening now. It took about 45 minutes. But there are give allowance for those of them who might be late and so on. But because of that cry, what did we do this year? We shifted the examination from 8 to 8:30. Say, okay, but it has implication. The last session that we have finished at 5:30, we shifted it to 6 because we felt that what should be done was 8 to. But look, I was here. I've been to so many centers. By 7 o'clock, 7:30, the students are ready. You saw some of them sleeping on the table because we have just given them time that they do not need. It's not the UTME that qualifies somebody for admission. It is 5 credits, 5 O-level credit. The UTME that you are over-glorifying, UTME is just because you have SS. You have more than the space. Therefore, you want to take the best of them. They are already the best. Anybody with 5 credits is good to go. JAMB candidates were kidnapped. It's sad that people were kidnapped, but how do you know that they are JAMB candidates? You are making things difficult for the police. Some people going for, they said some of them were wearing uniform. When did we start wearing uniform? Some of them were going for police recruitment exercise, and it's sad. We pray that they will be recovered.
Well, in the midst of all these controversies and surrounding JAMB, a young Nigerian lady doesn't want Nigerian youth to keep writing JAMB. According to her, she feels it's not necessary, saying that we have so many Nigerian youth that are graduating without jobs. So why should Nigerian youth keep writing JAMB every year? But I don't think his advice will be taken by so many youths.
2.2 million people sit for JAMB. In 2026, country dey spoil, una still wan go school. Look at the country, look around you. So many jobless graduates. People wey go school never find job. You still wan go school in 2026. Listen, I'm not saying education is not important. Education is very important. You're from a sports I mean, check yourself. Look at your family background. No help anywhere. Look at the situation of the country now. You are still buying JAMB form. We want to be a graduate. Okay. Instead of you to empower, instead of you to learn a skill, help yourself now. People that went, they are telling you, you know, 1 year, you want to be a graduate. You don't graduate. There's no limit to be the graduate does not have an end. There's no age limit to become a graduate. When you go to school now, you now come out after 5 years. Now go and learn lash tech, lash tech. What's the other one? Nail tech. When you don't, good. Like, okay, keep writing JAMB in 2026. See, look at the country. Nothing is working. Yeah, you are buying JAMB form.